pasó? ¿Cómo están? How's everybody doing? Ricardo here from Marcy Signs, and today I'm doing some printing, so stay tuned and watch. All right.
Especially when she did that, I became like, you're my enemy from now on. And she dropped me. I kept reminding that I was there. And I would figure I would take my stance. She wanted me to cry, and I wouldn't cry.
People like Mary have been able to share different thoughts on different things that really are integral to what's going on with people. To be as well respected. Thank you a lot for your school experience and your school and taking on as a child, and she hung on, and I've been with her many times.
I'm gonna do this one real quick because I only have 4 blue ones left from this graphic, so I'm gonna put all the blue ones up, but before I do that I gotta print this one. So this one is this graphic. And then I gotta do hey guys, how you doing? So I'm back, and this is the ones that I'm doing now.
When Dory got the call that Tyra had gone missing,
Black shirts. I just finished doing the blue ones. So I'm doing 6 of this black. I already print 2. I gotta do 4 more of these ones.
Found in a wooded area, middle of solid waste. Make it seem like what? Why can't people be honest? He was found on the ground. That was one of the ones.
But that wasn't the only piece of information that was being held back. 5 months before he died, Desert Agreement made another attempt on his life. Still in the care of Linwood. His family was never told.
They were giving lots of information, they didn't share a lot of stuff. It took them a long time to get all the information. And then when she contacted me, I said, continue on over and trying to feel like before.
see a child with hanging shirts for 6 months. But in Southern Ontario, particularly Northern Ontario, with under-resources and funding and whatnot, this isn't a handle. They got money. They should have qualified staff. We did ground war. There's a lot more money to this, not just a child. I think the agency and the home within have access to a lot more services. How the hell does that happen?
Kenneth Johnson is a producer with APTN.
Alright, so here we go. Now we gotta do the black ink on the orange shirts. And I'm doing this one. Again, this is a separate screen from the white ones because I didn't want to mix it or clean the black or the white to do the black or the white. I'm just using a separate screen. One of the things that I noticed is that I messed up in on one of the graphics. I burned 2 graphics on one screen in 2 different graphics, and I put them all both the same way. I didn't, put it upside down. You know how you put one this way and then the other one upside down, so you can turn the screen around. But I didn't do that. I put them both the same for the. So what I gotta do is today I'm just gonna do these shirts right now, and then tomorrow I'll let you see when I'm gonna burn another screen, and I'll do the other ones that I messed up. It's just one screen that I messed up. This arm, the springs are loose. They're not that holding that good. So every time I put it up, it wants to fall. And this one needs another pass. There you go. So what I gotta do is put this piece of wood right there every time I lift it up, and these ones are ready. I'm gonna do these 2 first. There you go. See it? Okay.
teachers were good. For them to come out and onto the reservation and teach us, I thought that was, pretty, how would you say, pretty, courageous. Once in a while they would say something negative. At the time, I thought that was okay to do. But now I don't think it's okay. It was okay, But we were just okay.
Adina's spotted elephant and Amanda Blackhorse visit the home of Adina's grandmother in Big Mountain, Arizona. Adina's grandmother is a respected woman. She's witnessed tremendous change over the course of her life. Amanda Blackhorse visits Adina's grandmother for the first time.
We're still feeling the effects of boarding schools today. Boarding schools actually still do exist to this day, and it has completely demolished the indigenous familial system, and many of our people are suffering, and the thing is they don't realize that they are suffering from the boarding school syndrome. Many of us don't even understand it in that perspective.
In the 1960s, the civil rights era brought change. Native Americans were part of that movement.
I remember reading Robert Kennedy was Attorney General at that time, saying that there should be day schools where students can be bused to their home. He said, if you take the child away from their environment, you kill the spirit. He said, how can you expect a child to learn when you kill the spirit?
The Indian Civil Rights Act passed in 1968. The occupation of Alcatraz and Wounded Knee were significant political events which brought Native issues to public attention.
In the 1970s, the American public became aware of discontent, the rage at hundreds of years of American policies of genocide and ethnic cleansing.
It's not true for all Americans or Westerners that the intent of Native American policy was to obliterate all natives in their land. Not, there was some very caring and compassionate people during that time that advocated for Native Americans.
Congress passed the Indian Self-Determination Education Act in 1975, giving tribal communities greater control over their own affairs. The Santa Fe Indian School in New Mexico was started during the assimilation era. Pueblo governors acknowledged deficiencies in education, committed educators
lives of our kids have been failed. We deserve the rights, so we took it on.
Dacian Spotted Elk is Davina's son. Roy and Darlene Smith are his grandparents. He attends East High School in Salt Lake City. George Henry teaches the diversity class at the school.
In my class this year, I think Mr. George Henry, who's a great teacher, he does a great job at teaching different cultures and explaining, how it is to be a person of color.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of understanding.
I've been taught to, always take pride in it. And I think it's awesome that I'm Native American, and I hope other Native Americans realize that also. Growing up, a lot of kids would say racist things, and I can recall one day a kid told me to get your Native American butt out of here, go home. And I didn't want to be mean or say anything mean back, so I told him, I gave him a brief history lesson on Native Americans, and I told him, I said, this is my home. And I told him how Native Americans, how we struggled, pushed away from our homes. And he was shocked. He didn't say another word about it ever again.
Dacian plays on the basketball team.
There are little signs like that I pat my heart is telling me to play with your heart. There are other times when I'm, pointing to my eyes, just like focus. I know my son's had some history with students that have name called him or his native friends. I know that for a fact because he's told me. And so he uses sports as a way to cope. The imagery I see is basketball games is very.
I'm Madeline Dion Stout. I'm 62 years old. I'm from the Kiiwet First Nation in Alberta. I attended Newcomb's Residential School for 36 consecutive months, roughly 3 years.
In order to educate these children properly, we must separate them from their families. Some people may say that this is hard, but if we want to civilize them, we must do that. A federal cabinet minister, 1883.
That is crazy.
I remember them taking me away from my mother and my stepfather. And I can hear them telling my mom that that was the best thing for me. And that not to worry, I would be looked after.
Our parents didn't want to worry us unduly and tell us and warn us that we were going to be separated for a long, long time with barely a visit.
I seen him come around in an agent in a boat with the principal, then collect some children from the reserve. Then he would come out again and come and take some more.
So the next day, I woke up with hundreds of total strangers, my size and my age. And not knowing, what are they doing with all of us here, why are there's so many of us here, And that's where a lot of my whole life really started to change. Because I got strapped, I got beaten up for speaking my own native tongue. I even had my tongue pulled out and pinched,
My strongest memory there is when the little girl died beside me. She must have been about 6. I was scared
why the parents were not there. That's what I was scared about. And I knew they wouldn't feel comfortable with not being there when their daughter was dying.
But you know why they weren't there?
They were notified.
Indian children in the residential schools die at a much higher rate than in their villages. But this does not justify a change in the policy of this department, which is geared towards a final solution of our Indian problem. Duncan Campbell Scott, Deputy Superintendent.
That was crazy.
of Indian Affairs.
All the stuff that happened in this world is just, and it's sad because we're still living in a time where there's things that you don't know happening to kids and abuse and all kinds of stuff.
I was running to her and I reached out to her, out there, and I just shoot and terrified.
And I feel bad for all those people there.
And I don't know why she's pushing me away.
You know, they're,
I didn't realize that we weren't supposed to.
they can't forget what happened to them when they were little.
Allowed to speak to each other.
And I can tell you for experience because
And I can't remember the principal, Grandpa Obi, but
I just can tell you, I know by experience what it feels like being abused physically, mentally.
along
You know, it's just,
unstrapped. He was setting an example, like, if you do this, is what's going to happen to you.
I'm listening to
The boys are watching,
how
and the girls are still going through it.
the Indian tribes, kids, all the stuff they did to them when they were little.
Must consist not merely of training of the mind, but of a weaning from the habits
It's just crazy.
of their ancestors and the requirements of the language, art, and customs of civilized life. Edgerton Ryerson, 1847 report for Indian Affairs.
Visits with my parents were very rare, but I do recall one visit.
All right, I'm gonna, these
Mother and father came.
were the last four.
And I remember
Shirts with the white ink.
Red tan that
I'm
splashed
gonna
color. I remember her
Clean the
part of the wagon and
screen,
I was crying already
and I gotta do these orange ones with
because
black
I was missing
ink.
them already. They hadn't even walked through the door yet of the residential school, but I was missing them already. And when they were actually leaving, I cried until my nose bled.
And they were pretty quick after those kind of meetings. Not strapping, it's literally
I don't know if you can see that. But I gotta clean the screen first.
I tried to run away.
All right, guys, so these are the last shirts I gotta print. Change the ink, clean the screen, change the ink, and let's finish them. Coming to pick them up today, so I gotta get them ready. You see me? Maybe not. Got a little car that I used to for the shirts. It's a very good idea to have a car. That way you can move back and forth if you have to.
Dawn's sister Lorraine remembers the day they lost their father. A day that had disastrous consequences for all three children, but especially for Dawn.
How do you load up a shirt into the pallet? Well, people say do it this way, do it that way. You know, and obviously I might tell you the wrong way, but the way I do it is, you know, you grab my shirt and try to get it and pull it in. Some people say just pull it in and just lay it all the way here, so you don't have to go get stuck when you pull it. I like to put it all the way in and pull it out. And I learned that, you know, if you can kind of figure with the fingers, when you go sideways right here, you can feel whether it's more that way or more this way. If it's more or less center, you can feel and then go over. But really, to tell you the truth, I don't know what is the specific way to do it. I know people does it different ways. There's one way to do it. Some people says have the shirt ready. If you're gonna do the back crane, have it ready to where what you do, you know, put the front to the top, and then you pick it up and you put the back end all the other way around. If you're gonna do the print in the front, you know, it's different ways to do it. But I think the best way for you to do it is the best way there's gonna be for you to do it. You know, people can tell you do it this way, do it that way, and really, you're not gonna be able to do the other people's ways. So you gotta do it your way, in the best way you can. As long as you do it. There's a lot of expert people in the interweb, YouTube. That I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying, you know, obviously my respects to them. I'm just doing it my way. Obviously I learned a lot from all those guys. And it's good to know. But at the end you're gonna do it your way, the best way for you to do it. And they're finished. So that's it. Cornerstone Ministries.
Dawn was eventually moved to a second foster family. Though she spent several happy years there, it wasn't enough to ease the yearning she had for her own lost family. And that Dawn was wanted.
All right, guys. One more time, I want to thank you for spending some time with me watching this video. If you have any comments, please leave them below, and I will answer to you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Give thumbs up if you think this video is good or okay. If you like it, please give thumbs up. Share the video if you can, and ding the bell, so you know all those good things. So you know when I'm after I load up another video, you'll be notified. And be blessed and stay blessed. So see you next time. Bye bye.